Hey there, I am D. Today's Friday, June 13, and it's a full moon. You know what that means? It's the exact same conditions in which Friday the 13th Part 1 took place. Yes, Friday the 13th. It may not be the best horror series ever, or even the most well thought out series ever. I mean, Jason wasn't even the killer until the second movie, didn't have his mask until the third, and wasn't even a revenant until the sixth. So you can't say they really thought this whole thing through. And that, I believe, is why the character is so popular. He's basically a blank slate who can be anything and anyone the fans want him to be. And with a tiny stretch of the imagination, he can be someone we all relate to. Sadly, nobody seems to use much of that imagination when writing about him, leading to books such as this. Hell Lake. Hell Lake? What does that mean? Will it be a novelization of the NES game? Even a certain nerd is gonna wish that it was. Students at the University of Forest Green had already... Forest Green? So this is taking place between the 6th and the 7th movie, when Crystal Lake still bore that name. Good to know. Had already started their second year several months previously, and... Sure, why not? They barely paid any attention with the last book, so why should they pay any attention with this book? You can pretty much make a drinking game for every spelling and grammar error in these books. But if you do, well, be sure you have a doctor on standby.
Then what are we celebrating? That on Friday the 13th of July 1979, before any of us were born, a group of people were butchered beyond recognition?
Where do I start? Now, bear in mind, that movie was released in 1980, when June 13 was indeed a Friday. There wasn't a full moon that night, but that's besides the point. Now, the fourth movie shows Mrs. Voorhees' tombstone, which says that she died in 1979, when June 13 wasn't a Friday. So if we're to believe that tombstone, the first movie took place in 1979. In which case it didn't take place on a Friday the 13th. So you get something of a conflict here, which this writer decided to resolve by saying it took place in July instead of June, which may conform with the fourth movie, but not the first. Don't you just love it when tie-in novels don't tie in at all? In Hell there was only cold comfort. Wayne Sanchez had spent days, maybe weeks, exploring the desolate landscape that would be his prison throughout eternity. Why do I not like the sound of this? Sanchez wanted some hope in hell. If the Lord of Darkness didn't exist, then he wanted to instate one. Jason placed one huge, rotting-gloved hand under Westonhouse's jaw and wrenched him up in the air, almost eye to eye with the one watchful orb that could be seen through the vertical opening of the mask. He wasn't sure how Jason had arrived in hell. Wait. Let me see if I get this straight. This seems to take place between the 6th and the 7th movie, and as we can see by the end of the 6th, Jason's technically still alive, so he can't be in hell. However, his description seems more consistent with his appearance in Jason Goes to Hell. But if this book is implying there is no devil, then who claimed to hell? So confused. Okay, I'm done analyzing this book. Let me just tell you what happens. Jason and a bunch of others escape from hell by... walking out of there. Yeah, no enemies to battle, no portals to open, they just simply walk out. And he and his co-escapees raise all sorts of hell, no pun intended. But in doing so, we are more focused on pretty much everyone except the one character we got this book for in the first place! I sometimes wonder how Jason himself would react to these books. This was D. I'm signing off.